G'day Doggies fans, all things Bulldogs. It's the new breed series and we continue with another new recruit, Jaeman Salmon, 25 years old. This guy has done a lot in his career already. He debuted for Parramatta. I think he was a Sharks junior. He played Origin at a schoolboy level and he's been an important fixture of the Penrith Panthers for the last 3 seasons. Played around that 60 game mark. He's got the experience and he's got quite a few games under his belt with the likes of Stephen Crichton, Matty Burton and also Viliami Kikau. He's also played a few matches with Reid Marnie, so there is some cohesion there, and that's going to be important for our club as we move forward and try and rebuild off the bottom of the ladder. Labelled a weak gutted dog by Ricky Stewart. I prefer to the Phil Gould and Cameron Serrato comparison to being a young Wade Graham. I think he's definitely got the dog in him, but to be a weak gutted dog, I think Ricky overstepped the mark there in looking at an incident which happened and caused some bias against the player when he was very young, only about 12 years old. But moving forward, Jaeman Salmon could become an important member of the core players that are to take Canterbury to the promised land. The players that will still be in this side when some of those youngsters are going to start to hit first grade and establish themselves in their careers. Jaeman Salmon could be one of those players that forms part of that core. The reason being, he offers that speed of pass and delivery and the ability to engage the line similar to the likes of Isaiah Yeo and Cameron Murray. Probably not as a little bit different build, probably doesn't get through the line as well as those players do when they do run the ball. They're also very good at getting quick play the balls. Jaeman can get to his front pretty quick and get a quick play the ball, but he just has that body shape which makes him an easier target in defence, I believe. But look, he does have very good skills, being a young 5'8", similar to what Wade Graham was, who has shown the toughness and the competitive nature to play out on an edge. He has the line speed and the aggression and the passion where he gets up in the opposition face. Can lead to a few missed tackles. Tackles are around 90% efficiency. Much better though when he's in the middle. If you look through his stats where he's played lock or played in the middle of the ruck, he's definitely won't miss as many tackles there as they usually don't, which is all about perspective. But obviously can improve a little bit defensively, and as he gets older I believe that will be the case, but still quite a good defender. He's tough, uncompromising and passionate. Now one thing with the ball, he loves to get his hands on the ball. He's one of those players, sort of reminds me of the likes of the Wade Grahams and even the Paul Gallons, the Greg Birds, because they definitely just get involved, get their hands on the footy. Won't run the ball as much as those players do. His running game isn't a huge asset, although he can be elusive near the line, and he has got quite a good sleight of hand, having the skills of a player. But the most important thing is that he can play a number of positions. If we do have injuries, we're not going to lose too much. If he has to push out to centre or cover as a 5'8" or halfback, if he needs to go in and to dummy half, I'm sure he could fulfil that role, having the passing skills that he's got. But having that point of difference for Canterbury, which we really haven't had for a long time. You know, James Graham and Cassiano had very good passing ability, and we just haven't seen that from too many players. We've had the likes of Josh Jackson try and step up in that role, but it just hasn't worked out the way we needed it to, which just wasn't consistent enough. And that's an area where we've seen a lot of balls go behind players, a lot of balls go to ground when we really need them to be, you know, to have our halves running onto it at full speed. And one thing we saw in those trials, especially the first trial, Jaeman Salmon in both halves was able to deliver quality ball to the halves, which really helped put them on the front foot and had them running to the line and creating opportunities. And that's exactly what we need to see. Obviously, playing with the likes of Isaiah and having Nathan Cleary there, he knows how to go about that sort of business. He puts his body on the line, gets hit in the back as he's delivering those balls, but they are generally good quality, and he did quite a good job majority of the time. He will try and be involved, as I said. He'll get his hands on that footy as much as he can and do it and try and provide that ball playing lock that we've desired and required for quite a few years and just haven't had it. Other good things about Jaeman, as I said, the former New South Wales schoolboy. He's played about 60 games and had many games with those Penrith players that have come across to Canterbury. That's going to be essential in how we do things moving forward. Having that cohesion and becoming an important member of the side over the next couple of years is going to be important. The fact that we've got Kurt Mann and Josh Curran there finally gives us some depth in that ball playing lock scenario. All have, similar skills when it comes to their passing game, but they also have different variances on what they bring to the team. Obviously, with Mann and Salmon, they can play a number of positions. Curran can step into the middle if required. He's big enough. He can play on the edge, and he can also be that ball playing lock, and a very smart player that James Graham pointed out in a feature that he did on him. But back to Jaeman Salmon, this kid, he's going to be able to fit in to different strategies that Serrato can offer, whether he utilises Salmon to start and lock like he has in the first two trials, or whether he rotates him between Kurt Mann and Josh Curran. We will see, but that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to be a horses for courses type scenario. What does the team need right now? Do we need that extra energy and size on the bench, which may keep Curran there? Or do we need that aggression early and need that bigger presence early on? It's all going to depend, but Jaeman Salmon's going to fit into that quite nicely and provide different options for the coach and for the players around him. Having that depth is just something that we haven't had, and having him there is going to be fantastic for our club. So that's Jaeman Salmon. He's looking forward to becoming part of our regular Bulldogs starting side. He would get a start in the top 17 at most teams, I'm pretty sure. And at Canterbury, he's got an opportunity to be a regular starter, and that's exactly what he'll be trying to do. Even though the mixed rugby chat at the start of the season was trying to antagonise Penrith and Canterbury fans, as they usually do, to talk about Jaeman Salmon, and basically said he was going to be playing reserve grade, when in all fact he was just playing on the right edge against the A team, which had Kickow and Preston on the edge. So to get good minutes in those scrimmages, they have them competing against each other, which is the smartest thing to do. Anyway, that's Jaeman Salmon. I look forward to him having a great season and becoming a big part of our Canterbury side. And that's exactly what he'll be trying to do. And you can expect that a lot of good stuff will happen in attack and in defence with Jaeman Salmon in our squad. All right, thanks very much, guys. Let me know any thoughts you've got on Jaeman Salmon, and go the Dogs.